Hey there, friends. What is up? This is Raz, featuring neighbors, crazy roosters, and maybe our hungry cats. But well, anyway, this is Sound Design Saturday. Welcome. Today is episode 29, and this one is coming from Luca, and this is a vowel-based lead or bass synth. It depends on whichever way you want to use it. And this originally came from a track called Not Alone. It was by Mako, Paris, and Simo, and there was a remix for it, and the lead was kind of similar to what Tom and James or Merk Kremont would usually do, but I really like the idea that it was kind of form and dish sounding, like it's really vowely, like that one, like wow, yeah, wow. So this is a simple arrangement I made. Forgive the arrangement. It's not really serious. It's just something I put up so you can hear how it sounds like in context with the rest of the instruments in the track. So here we go. Okay, so we'll be working on this one. So it's really vowely, and it doesn't matter what soft synth you use. In this case, I use silent. It's because I'm used to it, and I've been using it ever since. I'm more familiar with it more than anything else, even more than the native FL Studio stuff. So just gonna mute that one. Add a new pattern here. Oh yeah, let's go back and copy the MIDI. Let's insert. It doesn't matter which one you use. Let's use a native plugin. In this case, it's 3XOSC. The reason why I didn't use this is because this has aliasing. Like it introduces a lot of frequencies and the extra frequencies on the top end, like around 15, 16K. And those are artifacts that you don't like. It's in, what do you call this? It's in draft mode. So it'll be good once you render the track. But, you know, as, fuck it, you know, you get the idea. Let's stop. Okay, so you'd like to have a sawtooth that's pitched very low. Oops, it's a bit loud. I'll just route it here. Let's say vowel. And next thing you'd like to do is to enable the glide, which is this one. So it does that kind of thing. If you're a silent one user, it would be this one down here. And Massive, there's a way to do that, and in Serum, there's a way to do that. Probably an analog or operator too. But I don't have live now because I just formatted my hard drive, and I'm starting down again. And as you can see, I used samples that came from recent projects that I had because I don't have my banks yet. I haven't done a full restoration of all my backups yet. I'll do that tomorrow. I'm kind of lazy now. And so the next thing I'd like to do is, let's paste the MIDI. Alright, is to load up a flanger. This one. By default, we can already hear a little bit of movement there. And it doesn't matter what patch you use, we'll be making our own, so make sure you have no delay. You have the depth at around 1.8. No rate, because we don't want to have the comb filters moving. We just want them consistent and static. Like they have the face at 120. No damping, and the LFO shape, it doesn't matter because we're not using the LFO of the flanger. Feedback to around 75. Setting this to higher values makes this sound more metallic. You can do this effect to a white noise to achieve the kind of Axwell riser noise or the Nick Romero one. And you'll also like to have the signal of the feedback and the wet signal inverted. So I have this set to on. The dry and the wet, set them back all to 0 dB, as well as the crossfade. So what the crossfade does is it kind of separates the dry and the wet signal. Like the dry is on the left and the wet on the right. You don't want that kind of sound. You like them to have to be in unison, to play in the center together. As we can hear, it's already starting to sound really good. That one. So we'll get back to this later. And let's slap an EQ. Set the high pass at around 130. Roughly. Because we already have a separate bass taking care of the low frequencies for us. So we don't need anything lower than 120 in this particular sound. Also have a low pass at around 12K. I'll explain why in a minute. What I also did was I made a notch at around 480, 490. Around there, around 490, 500 something. And I just made a dip, like -3, -3.5, -4. And next is I added a distortion. This is another native FL Studio plugin. I went with the Type B distortion because I just like how it sounded, and I set it halfway, 50-50. The reason why we have a low pass here at 12 is because distortion introduces a lot of harshness on the top end, and having all those gremlins up there, it's not really too good to have a sound that's very, very harsh. That's why I have low pass there prematurely. And next was I kind of forgot. I guess it was just a side chain. And the next is the last but not the least. I have some reverb. So I went with a 10% mix and a 56 ms pre-delay, assuming you're at 128 like me. I also have the decay time very short. As I mentioned earlier, this sound kind of sounds metallic, and you don't want to have long reverb times on metallic sounds. Just for example, you're in a big hall or a church, and you have this metal scraping metal, and all this reverberations bouncing off the wall, all these nasty resonances. You don't like anything like that. So I have it at short values. Again, this is personal taste, guys. If you feel like you want it at higher values, then fine, go with it. You have the damping at 3K and a -12 dB slope like that, because it sounds more natural than the -24 one. Size at 50, kind of not too small, not too big, just in the middle. Have the packet all the way up. Doesn't matter because we already have the slope set here earlier, and we look at 150. Anything below 150 is considered to be the bass area. You don't want any reverb on your bass. And I also went with the 1980s because 70s sound a bit dull. The futuristic one sounds too synthetic. And in my opinion, 1980s is the best one. I also went with concert hall. I like that. I like how it sounds. And next is the automation of that vowel. So we'll go back to our flanger here, and we have the depth. I found the sweet spot to be around 1.8 as a starting point, so I'll go ahead and create an automation clip right here. And the max spot to be around 1, around here. So what we'll do is we'll just simply go, wait. We'll just, how much is this? 34%. So we go and set the minimum to 34%. We'll get back to our flanger, set that to 1, copy the value by right click, hitting C, or just clicking on this one, and paste that to the maximum here. So we have 0 point at 1.8 flanger delay, and we have 127. FL Studio uses percentage, so 100% would be max instead of the traditional MIDI, what they call this, like where 127 is the max. So 100% will be 1.0 flanger delay. So we have this one. I'll just grade this really quick. Let me take the other one. Alright, so it's as easy as that, and that's all I have to share for now. And thank God there weren't any roosters or cats in this video, and we're lucky. So thanks for tuning, guys. Thanks for dropping by, and I hope that I've helped in your music projects, in your stuff, and whatever stuff you're making. And hope to see you again next week in the next episode. I have more stuff up my sleeves that I'm ready to share to you guys, so watch out for that. Once again, this has been Raz, and God bless you guys. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you again next time. Peace out.